All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who well. Peace, blessings, salutations to those for elected is out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening to this truth with our sincerity. All right, and may the blessing of election be upon your houses. All right, the topic of this lesson is going to be, all right, the intentions that are constantly increasing right now in Babylon. All right, we see a lot of things that's going on right now with the ICE deportations, a lot of talks about a recession. All right, so we're seeing a lot of civil unrest. The Babylonian economy is collapsing. A lot of travel bans are being put on, I believe it was 49 different countries. All right, so we're seeing a lot of things getting put into place to show us the times that we are in, the times that we are entering into, right? Really setting the stage for, martial law, setting the stage for Jacob's trouble and full blown anarchy in the streets of Babylon, America. All right, I want to start off with this right here in Second Esdras, the ninth chapter. I'm gonna start at the top, and it reads, "He answered me then. He answered me. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." Right? And we are already seeing a lot of these things. And for the past, couple years, you know, it has been increasing more and more year by year. Right? We're seeing the uproars of the people. We're seeing the civil unrest. We're seeing the increase in quote unquote natural disasters, from earthquakes and hurricanes and so forth. Right? We're seeing the signs in the heavens, right? The blood moons, the eclipses, and so forth. Right? We're seeing all these omens, right? These signs to let us know the times that we are in, to let us know that we are inching closer and closer to the return of Yahweh Shai, closer and closer to all hell breaking loose in this place. All right, and I want to get this real quick, because I was mentioning a recession. This is the definition of a recession. For those that may not know what it means. Matter of fact, let's see what this says. Simple terms. Yeah, this is probably better. A recession. What does recession mean in simple terms? It means a recession means the economy is slowing down and shrinking. It's a period where businesses and people are spending less, leading to fewer jobs, lower incomes, and a general downturn in economic activity. Think of it as the opposite of a period of strong economic growth. All right, so ultimately, a recession is just, money slowing down, right? Lack of jobs, you know, people getting paid less, lower income, less spending, right? And we've been seeing this coming, because we've been seeing the value of the U.S. dollar go down, right? We've been seeing the economic collapse of Babylon America happening, man. You know, even the talks of the what was it called? I believe the BRICS. You know, a lot of people transitioning to different currencies. So the Babylonian U.S. dollar, that petrodollar, is collapsing, and we're seeing that affect the economy with this recession, right? That is on the horizon of coming, right? And I also did this. I also looked into this, right? I typed in recession 2025 America, right? Simple Google search, right? Right, mind you, anybody could do this, right? You don't gotta take my word for it. You could look it up yourself, right? It reads, right? This is from the AI overview, right? Let's open it up, right? It reads, while recession in 2025 is a possibility, it's not a foregone conclusion. Economists are currently estimating a 40 to 60% chance of a recession in the US in 2025. Right? That is pretty high, you know, estimate right there, right? And it says several factors could contribute to this, including potential impacts from tariffs on consumer sentiment and supply chains. However, some analysts believe the U.S. economy's strength and individual wealth may buffer against a recession, right? So some of these specialists think it's not gonna happen, but you have some that's estimating 40 to 60% chance of it happening, man. Right? Pretty much more than half, man. All right. And these are the things right here, as you see, that was, some of the things that was causing it, right? Because when we looked into what a recession is, right, it was just basically, lower costs, lower, slowed down business, basically just the economy is not booming, right? And we already see that, right? There's a lack of jobs, lower pay, you know, it's harder for a lot of people to get jobs. Did a lesson maybe a couple months back, of people that were basically, crashing out in other terms about not being able to get a job. You got people that's graduating fresh out of college with a bachelor's degree, a master's degree in whatever field, and they cannot get a job, right? You got people that's, unable to find employment, right? It's not that they're not looking for it; they're literally unable to get a job. The job pool is maxed out, man. You know, there's certain job platforms like Indeed or LinkedIn that you may go and apply, and it'll tell you how many people applied, right? You'll see a job that got posted 30 minutes ago, and it'll say 500 people already applied, right? Going to show you, man, hey, the economy is done, man, right? And the chances of us going into a recession this year is a very likely possibility by the way everything is moving in Babylon, America. All right, you know, and it's right here. It says tariffs. Rising tariffs could negatively impact consumer confidence, supply chains, and overall economic growth. Right, inflation, right, the global economy, interest rates. So all these things play a role. And actually, I had something that was actually a little bit better because I'm gonna come back to this one because it actually went into like the steps of it. Yeah, here we are. Right. So right here we see the causes of what causes the recession. As you've seen, we already went into it. And let's see the effects. The economy shrinks, leading to reduced economic output, increased unemployment, lower consumer spending, as we already seen. So ultimately, we're seeing the downfall, the economic downfall of Babylon, America, man. All right, this is a beautiful thing to be able to witness through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right, and let's see, recession stage, and we also got the negative impacts, man. You could just, I'll just show here if you want to pause and read these, you know. But I do want to get this, man. All right, because I was looking at this and this was, you know, actually very interesting. Because as we see right now, there's a lot of tensions that's going on right throughout all of Babylon with these ICE uh, uh, um, deportations, man. And I want to look at the correlation of recession and ICE, and I just typed in recession, ICE deportation, and this is what popped up. It says economic recessions and ICE deportation policies are interconnected in several ways. Increased deportation during recessions, right? So historically, periods of economic downturn in the U.S. have coincided with increased immigration enforcement and deportation, right? So every time, they were having some type of economic downturn, right? They had an increase in immigration deportations, right? So that is also another telltale sign to let you know that the Babylonian economy is collapsing, right? Because it says what, looking at historical periods, right, prior, whenever they were having economic problems, right, recessions or whatever the case may be, they had an increase in immigration forces, right? And we're seeing that now, right? And there's already talks of a recession. So we're seeing the basically history repeat itself. We're seeing the trend to let us know, what's about to go down in this place, man. All right. And let's see right here. It says during the Great Depression, right, the INS, Immigration and Naturalization Service, the precursor to ICE, intensified its deportation efforts, particularly targeting Mexicans, right? Issachar, leading to the removal of approximately 2 million individuals, including many U.S. born citizens of Mexican descent. All right, so honestly, I bring that out to show and to say that the chance, as we seen the quote unquote analysts said 40 60% a possibility of it happening, but the possibility of a recession happening in Babylon, a depression, full blown economic collapse is very likely and very high because we see what's going on throughout the four corners of the world, from the terrorists, from the deportations, from the economic collapses, from the lack of jobs, from the value of the U.S. dollar going down. We are truly witnessing the collapse and destruction of this wicked kingdom, man. Kahalayam lai how Bashem al Shah, man. That is a beautiful thing to witness, man, because we want that to happen, all right? Because by that happening, that lets us know that we are getting closer and closer to the kingdom, closer and closer to Yahweh Shah HaMashiach returning, man, right? Closer and closer to being, you know, Lord willing, we are part of that, now to be saved and delivered out of this hell, all right, out of this captivity, man, all right? Let me grab some precepts, man. I'm gonna start off. Let me grab this real quick. All right. Haggai 1 and 6. Ye have sown much and bringing little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. And that is the average life of Jake in Babylon, man. All right. This place is finished, man. Majority of Jake live paycheck by paycheck, man. Going to show you how, the true value of the U.S. dollar is not there, man. And honestly, true money, I guess you could say, right? True money would be, gold, silver, livestock, you know, what else? The word slipping my mind, but basically like herbs and wheats and things of that sort, right? But in this place, they give you, these paper dollars, man, right? But this goes to show you, right, how, in this place you get paid Friday, Saturday comes, your check's gone. You probably negative $500 by by Saturday, right? But that just goes to show you the state of this Babylonian economy, man. Goes to show you the state of America currently. All right, it is truly out of order. It is truly collapsing, man. All right. This is Second Ezra 15 and 16. Right, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, and we are already seeing, a pretty much a precursor or a glimpse into that when we look at what's going on. And I believe it's in California right now, with all the riots, the protesting that's going on, and also other various places throughout Babylon and the four corners of the world, man. Right, so we're seeing the tensions are constantly increasing, as we read in Second Ezra, the ninth chapter started off with, right, the uproars of the people. So we're seeing all these things happening. We're seeing the talks of a recession. We're seeing the signs of a recession, Great Depression. We're seeing the economic system of Babylon collapse, the lack of jobs, the inflation, the tariffs, and how that's affecting people. So we're truly witnessing the true collapse of this wicked kingdom, man. And this is a beautiful thing to witness, man. So us seeing these signs and seeing all these things happening, this should make us want to cleave unto Yahweh Bashem al Shah even more, to seek the Lord even more, to make sure that we are doing everything that we can possibly do to be found pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Bashem al Shah, and to be found favorable and worthy of salvation in the days and the time that we are coming into, man. All right? Lord willing, we are beamed up out of this place before the utter destruction comes, man. All right? But we're seeing all these things happening, and it's showing us the direction that we are moving towards, man. All right. So as things are continuing gonna increase and crank up and heat up in this place, it's gonna get a lot worse. All right. So we have to make sure that we are, spiritually, prepared for what's to come, man, and continually, do everything to be found pleasing in the sight of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, and continue to pray for that hedge of protection because we are going to need it in these times that we're coming into, man. But hey, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect of Israel. You know, with that being said, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone the Well. Peace, blessings, salutations to those elect that is out there pushing, laboring, believing, and listening on to this truth with our sincerity. Until next time, shalom, and above all, Kwam Yasharallah, shalom.